Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the mega base of TerickTime. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded anything on this world, but I really wanted to give Channel 64 a really good start, and I feel like it's been going extremely well. I really hope you've been enjoying the series as much as I've been having fun playing on there, messing around with friends and all the little builds and ideas that have been coming that way for me. That's really where a lot of my inspiration has been going right now, but I do have a build that I would like to share with you in this episode, and it is grand and magnificent and a little over the top, but it's this beautiful face, so you have kind of come to expect a little over the top, but it's pretty cool. So, first things first, though, we did clean up the ore mountains. It was high time, because it's been kind of blocking my creativity from being able to finish this base. So it had to come down. But it was very lucrative. But it's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of copper. Even diamonds, I don't need them. They're decoration to me in this world. And a handful of quartz. So this has been very, very productive. But the build I actually want to build today is not the mega base, unfortunately. I'm not there yet. I'm close. In the planning stages of, I'm calling it close. But the build I have for today that is set up and ready to go is here in the mountain village. So, in the last episode, we built the fantastic cathedral here and filled it with a whole bunch of stonemasons, which I have been putting to good use. But more on that later. But now, the other main thing that I really need from these villagers would be not all of the enchanted books, but some of them. You know, your primaries, your mending, your unbreaking, your silk touch, efficiency 5. The primaries that are always kind of needed in every world. But I want to give these librarians a spectacular place to live. Like, I don't want to just shove them in a little hole and call it a day. No. This is going to be grand, magnificent, and massive. For 9 villagers. It's a little obscene, but I had a lot of fun building it, and now I really got to get it built here, which entails all of these shulker boxes. So yeah, this is a lot of materials, but we're going to kick this into a early time lapse because, well, getting the build is only half of the area. I then have to decorate and build the land up to it because, well, you're going to have to see. But let's kick this off into a quick old time lapse and get this episode going. Well, what you think, folks? It's this is actually my official first Minecraft castle, if you can call it a castle. I think I can call it a castle. It's, you know, it's not the biggest of castles, but
I really tried to spend a lot of time in the planning stages and really focus on the details. So the layering, the adding leaves growing on the sides, and mixing in moss blocks into the walls so it's not always protruding with the greenery, things like that. A lot of texturing and gradient with, the deep slates at the bottom and working up into the mossy variants of things where Mother Nature would have taken hold, and the moss is kind of growing where the water would be running down off the roofs, and then kind of trying to add it into places around the walls as well where water would naturally drain, kind of thing. So yeah, it was a ton of work in the planning stages for this build, but I really, really do love this build, and I'm very, very proud of it, and I really hope you like it as well. But the two big chores that we still have to do is there's a little bit of an interior, not really. The main interior is here. So this is where our librarians are going to visit, and these three have just kind of conveniently walked in and plunked themselves here. So like I don't need these trades by any means, but it's 3 less villagers I have to wrangle, which is kind of nice. But before I wrangle villagers off camera, I do want to kind of add some more details out to the front here. So I've got a little bit of this path kind of mixed in here, but we need a few things like a retaining wall along here, and then probably some trees, and I was thinking maybe a couple of statues and whatnot. So let's work on adding some kind of details to the front of this build, because right now, as great as the build is, the environment around it is completely, well, ordinary, and I think this house is going to have to go. So, yeah. So, with the house removed, I can start working on, a little bit of a retaining wall here. So, I do want to add a little bit of kind of a curve to it here at the corner. And then, hi, can I? Yourself. I'm gonna start adding a retaining wall here. Do you just please, thank you. And one more here. I don't want to make it completely straight if I kind of can help it. You just get a little bit of curvature to it. Things are just better with curves. And kind of like that, and then probably bring it in kind of like that. Kind of so it looks like it comes back into the land, and then we'll just throw some granite slabs on top as a topper. And we just need to kind of do the same thing over on this side. Go, little buddy. You can do it. We might have to coax them a little bit, but they just keep wandering on up here, and I'm not exactly... I don't... Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Nice. What you got? Meh. You're fine. Okay, with a couple of little retaining walls in here, now I want to try making another statue. Kind of, same style as that one, but a different color palette and a little bit of a different theme. So I'm thinking one kind of about here and one a little bit over there. But the palette is going to be packed mud, mud bricks, jungle, granite shoulders, and then a little bit of a whatchamacoozle thing, a staff. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm thinking we're gonna go probably about here, and then I have a few things that I can do here. So let me just see if I do kind of something like that for legs, and then we need a chest, but the chest I want to be a little bit more noticeable. And then is it 3? Hang on. Yes, 3 for the legs, 2 for the chest. Okay. And then some polished granite for some boulder shoulders. Why not? And then we'll get some little arms in there, but then we need a head as well, of course. So we'll just get some of this going on, kind of like this. Although I have this too. Let's do that. Let's throw a couple of stripped jungle logs in here as well. How about that? How's that looking? That's looking all right. That's looking all right. Okay, now we need some arms. So one arm is going to be coming straight down, and then throw one of these on there. So, you know, arms at the side of the body. And then here, we'll grab a jungle stair. And then one of them and one of them. Cool. So that's our kind of statue. But now I want to have a little kind of like a staff kind of thing. But I think I didn't bring. Totally didn't just have to fly all the way home for a flint and steel, because, well, I have the memory of a goldfish and I forgot to bring one. So then on the statue here, we're just going to up the height a little bit, and we're going to drop a netherrack. And because netherrack and mangrove go so well together, we're going to do that. And then we're just going to do one of those. What does that look like? I like it. I like it. All right, now I got to do another one just over here, I think. Nice. I like that. So we have the statues here kind of reflecting being the protectors of the village. We know the iron golems are the protectors of the village, but, you know, for story's sake, we've got these statues and whatnot that are, you know, the guards of the village, so they're going to be kind of scattered around a little bit. We've got, you know, the one down here that we built with the cathedral, the two up here for the castle, which is kind of nice, and then I do want to kind of add some type of natural barrier here, kind of signifying that, you know, this is the edge of the village, because on this side we've got this, you know, nicely dense forest, which really helps, but we need just a little something kind of going along the ridge here. So I'm thinking some trees of some kind, maybe a little bit of a wall. I'm not sure yet. Got to fill that in, but we've got a few things to kind of figure out here. So, but while I mull that over in my brain, I'm going to grab some leaves, and we are going to throw a couple of kind of smaller scale trees along this kind of ridge here, kind of like those little ones there. So let me get those thrown in, and let's take another look. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I've decided that carving out the mountain, building another retaining wall, extending the castle further down, and having some space for activities would be a good idea. So why do I do this to myself? Because it's for the episode. It's going to make everything better. I need to sleep. Oh my goodness. Walls. Trees. Many trees. Many trees. Yeah, so lots of trees have been added along here, just kind of giving it a natural border for the castle. Because, well, I quite honestly don't plan on building anything else past this kind of area. So putting in this kind of natural border is going to kind of help finish off this side of the village. But now it does need a little bit more sprucing. And I'm thinking, like, I really do love these statues. So I'm thinking another statue kind of on either side of the main staircase going up to the castle would be kind of cool. And then we got to do something in here. So statues first. Nice. I like that. Some statues with some emerald blocks. Careful, dude. I almost punched your old noggin there because you walked right in front of me. You got to be careful. But this area, I'm thinking, is just going to kind of get some bushes and some flowers for now. But this side, I do want to get a little bit creative. So I'm thinking we're going to have a more gravelly-based path coming in here with probably something like a seat right here so you can kind of overlook the town, which, by the way, once those two buildings are transformed, this place is going to be purty, like awfully purty. But then I'm also thinking a fountain, and some more flowers and bushes and whatnot. So let me work on transforming this little pocket here and this area here, and let's see what it looks like. All right, are you ready? I'm ready to show you because, yeah, little green spaces, some grass, some flowers, some bushes, and then our fancier side. Ooh, that between the statues, the little path going in. I've got a fountain going in here now. I've got flowers and trees and bushes.
It's so cool. Plus, also there's this little seating area, which just looks over the village, the majestic view. It's party. It's really party. But the other thing I have done off camera to spare you, I went through and actually got myself a bunch of villagers. Well, they brought themselves here. I don't really know how or why, but yeah, all 9 of these just wandered in on their own. So then I just had to go through and get the trades I wanted. So we've got Mending, Unbreaking, Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, Protection 4, Smite 5, because, well, I like Smite on my axe, and it's annoying. Fortune 3, Fire Protection, and Feather Falling 4. So these are kind of all the enchants that I seem to struggle getting. So now that I've got these, I don't have to worry about it as much. So, and everybody's locked in, but I haven't leveled everybody up yet. But that may or may not come at a later date. Pardon me. The other thing I have is through here, I've got this little ladder that takes me up to the 2nd floor of the castle. So we do have this little walkway that kind of goes around. There are very small rooms at the other towers here, but there's one there too. I don't really need them, but what I could do if I need more enchants at a later date is I do have this 2nd floor here. So if I find myself needing more enchants on a regular basis, I can just pop some more villagers up in there. And I think with that, folks, that's actually going to have to wrap this episode up. Thank you so very much for being patient with me while I really kick off Channel 64 to a strong start. But this series is definitely not forgotten. Just not feeling a ton of inspiration, but this one took hold and I ran with it. So I'm really happy how it turned out. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the end if you did. Truly do appreciate you. And until next time, folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.